I'm 34 and my wife Emma is 31 and we've been married for 7 years, and up until last year I thought we had a pretty good marriage despite the fact that I'd gained some weight since our wedding day and had what you'd call a typical dad bod even though we don't have kids yet. I work in IT, so I spend most of my day sitting at a desk, and over the years I'd put on about 40 pounds and went from being the athletic guy Emma married to being soft around the middle with love handles and a beer belly that hung over my belt. Emma had always been naturally thin and active, but about 2 years ago she got really serious about fitness and started going to this upscale gym called Elite Fitness where all the wealthy women in our town work out with personal trainers and take expensive classes. She made friends with this group of super fit women who were all married to successful guys, and they'd post pictures together on social media looking like fitness models in their designer workout clothes, and I was genuinely happy that she'd found something she was passionate about. But then Emma started making little comments about my appearance, like suggesting I should come to the gym with her or asking if I was planning to do anything about my weight gain, and when I'd joke about my dad bod she'd get this look on her face like she wasn't amused. The comments got more frequent and more pointed, and she'd compare me to her friends' husbands who were all in great shape, and she'd say things like how embarrassing it was when we went to pool parties because all the other wives had fit attractive husbands to show off. 6 months ago Emma joined this special training program at Elite Fitness with this instructor named Jake, who was one of those ridiculously ripped guys with perfect abs and huge arms, and she started talking about him constantly and how amazing his workouts were. She'd come home from training sessions with Jake completely energized and glowing, and she'd tell me all about the exercises he'd taught her and how he was helping her reach her fitness goals and how professional and knowledgeable he was about everything. I started to feel insecure about how much she talked about Jake, but I told myself I was being paranoid because Emma had never given me any reason not to trust her, and I figured she was just excited about her fitness journey. But then she started staying later and later at the gym and coming home at 8 or 9 at night saying she'd been doing extra sessions with Jake or hanging out with her gym friends, and when I'd suggest we spend more time together she'd say I wouldn't understand because I wasn't committed to fitness like she was. The breaking point came 3 months ago when Emma's gym friend Melissa had a pool party at her house, and Emma insisted I come even though I said I felt uncomfortable being around all her super fit friends in my current shape. I wore a t-shirt to the pool party because I was self-conscious about my body, but when we got there all the other husbands were shirtless and looked like they belonged in fitness magazines, and I immediately felt like a fraud standing next to them. Emma kept encouraging me to take my shirt off and go swimming, but I refused and stayed in my clothes the whole time, and I could see her friends exchanging glances and whispering to each other about why I wouldn't swim. On the drive home Emma exploded at me and said she was humiliated by my behavior and that my dad bod was so embarrassing that I couldn't even take my shirt off at a pool party, and that she was tired of making excuses for why her husband looked like he'd given up on himself. She said her friends had been asking her why she was married to someone who clearly didn't care about his health or appearance, and that it reflected poorly on her when she worked so hard to stay in shape, and I looked like I'd let myself go completely. I was hurt and angry, but I also felt ashamed because deep down I knew she was right, that I had gained weight and stopped taking care of myself, and maybe I was being unfair to her by not putting in any effort to stay attractive. Emma said she needed some space to think about our relationship.